There are shapes all around us. For example, parks with a shape of square or rectangle. What if we have to redesign this park? We would need to know the total area first. And if we have to build a fence around it, we would need to know the length of the boundary of this park. Similarly, in case of other geometrical shapes also, we might need to know their area, length, or volume for different reasons and purposes. We can get to know all this if we have a sound knowledge of mensuration. Mensuration is the branch of mathematics that deals with the geometrical shapes, their perimeter, area, length, and volume. Let's begin with understanding perimeter. If we have to build a fence around this ground, we need to know the length of fence required. How would we do that? We would measure the length of all the four sides and add them up. What we have done here is calculated the perimeter of the ground. The perimeter is the distance around the outside of a shape. In this case, the lengths of the sides measured are 20 meters, 50 meters, 20 meters, and 50 meters. So, the perimeter of the ground would be 20 plus 50 plus 20 plus 50, which is 140 meters. Finding the perimeter of this shape was easy and simple. But there can be shapes that are a little complex. So, there are formulas to calculate perimeter of different kinds of shapes. Let's begin with the formula for square. A square is a shape with four equal sides. So, the formula to find the perimeter of a square is 4 multiplied by side. If the side of a given square is 8 centimeter, then its perimeter would be 4 into 8, which is equal to 32 centimeters. Now let's take up rectangle. As we know, in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. And rectangle has length and breadth. The formula of the perimeter for rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. If the given length of a rectangle is 10 centimeter and breadth is 8 centimeter, then its perimeter would be 2 multiplied by 10 plus 8 or 2 multiplied by 18, which is 36 centimeters. Now let's move on to the formula of the perimeter of a triangle. If the triangle is equilateral, then the formula would be 3 multiplied by side. If the sides are different in length, then the formula would be side A plus side B plus side C. In fact, this formula will be applicable to all the shapes with different sides. For example, in case of this pentagon, with sides measuring 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, and 3 centimeter, the perimeter would be 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3, that is 17 centimeters. In case of all the random shapes also, where the length of all the sides is given, we just have to add up all the sides to find its perimeter. Now it's time to discuss area. To understand this, let's go back to the park that we used earlier to understand perimeter. We figured out the perimeter to know the length of the fence required to cover this park. Now, if we have to redevelop this park, we would need to know the amount of space that is to be redeveloped. The space within the boundary of the park is the area of this park. We can define area as the space inside a 2D shape. As in case of perimeter, there are formulas to find out area also. Area of a square is side multiplied by side. If the side of the square is 8 centimeter, then its area would be 8 multiplied by 8, that is 64 square centimeter. As you may have noticed, the term square centimeter has been used for area. We cannot use units such as centimeter or meter for area as they measure distances in straight line. So to measure area, we use squares. And here, as our measurement is in centimeters, the area would be 64 square centimeters. Let's take the case of a rectangle now. We know that in a rectangle, only the opposite sides are equal. So the shape will have length and breadth. So the area of rectangle is calculated by multiplying length with breadth. In this case, the length of the rectangle is 10 centimeters and the breadth is 8 centimeters. So we will apply the formula for the area of rectangle, which is L into B. Here L is 10 centimeters and B is 8 centimeters. So 10 into 8 comes out to be 80 square centimeters.